Up next on the MARR Army Rock Show, very excited to have Margarita with us. She is from Los Angeles band Edge of Paradise, and they've got some really cool stuff in the works. I'm going to let her do more elaborating on that in a minute, but Margarita, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, fans are still enjoying your 2019 release, but what prompted me to get you on the show is you guys have been teasing a lot of new music coming out. So why don't you kind of tell folks what you guys got going on right now?
Yeah, so, we were supposed to be on tour with Hammerfall, and unfortunately, due to the pandemic, that was canceled. So we dove into making the new album, and it's definitely going to be our best album. We wrote some of the best songs we've ever written, and it's much more cinematic and exciting and very relevant to what's going on, but also it takes you into the future and into like the expanding our universe. So we're really excited about the new release, and we have an awesome production team as well. Our team has grown, so we're just really excited.
Why don't you share a little bit more about that production team? Who have you been working with to produce this record, and where have you guys been recording?
So it's produced by Neil Sanderson from 3 Days Grace and Mike Plotnikoff. We worked with Mike on Universe. And we're also bringing in Howard Benson. And, we're really lucky that we're joining teams with Howard's new label as well for US. And we still have Frontiers for the rest of the world. And, that really kind of elevated the band. And we also have Jacob Hansen mixing some of the songs like he did on Universe. So we're kind of bringing all sides to this album, and it's pretty exciting to know that these people that have so much experience and so many albums behind, on their belt, working on our stuff, and we're just creating this epic album together, so it's pretty exciting.
So I don't know if you can tell us or not, like, how far along are you guys in the process? Now, I know you put on Facebook that your vocals are done, so how far along is the record now?
I would say it's about 70-80% done. Like, the recording is pretty much complete. We have some guitars to do. I want to also do some of the piano on some songs, but vocals, drums, all the main stuff is done. Some of the songs are already mixed. So I would think that by the end of January, early February, we would be done with it. It takes a lot. Our songs are so layered and so complicated. It's like an undertaking, but it's coming together.
Now, we've been talking a little bit about the new release, but I want to congratulate you guys on Universe. Man, it has over 1 million streams now, and the record more than 2 million. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit more about, maybe for fans that want to know what the song Universe is about, since it's such a popular tune.
So Universe is more of an experience. The album itself has a lot of themes throughout it, but I've always been a huge fan of, with my music, I want to make songs that are in a way otherworldly, so it takes you into our world, but still talk about relevant topics and experiences that we all go through on a daily basis. But with Universe, it's more of the experience of what the band is all about, and kind of taking you along on our journey into the album. And then as you get into the other songs, we talk more about like the more serious issues, and then more really diving into kind of like the humanity of what everybody feels. So but also the song itself, it's very industrial, but it's very guitar heavy as well. So it's really interesting. It's a pretty unique tune, I think.
Well, it's certainly done wonders for you guys, man. I mean, just congratulations again on 1 million streams. That's amazing. Now, on the last record, another thing I wanted to ask, but you mentioned kind of that otherworldly thing, and you guys made a cool music video. Tell me a little bit about the making of the music video for Fire. It looks like that was quite a production.
Yeah, Fire was a 2-day shoot. We rented a spaceship set for one day, and then, we love going on location. Like, for example, for Face of Fear video, we went to Iceland. For Fire video, we went to, what is it called? I forget. We went to New Mexico, a place in New Mexico, and we had Darren and Tina, who worked on our music video for Face of Fear as well. So they're also very adventurous, and they're hikers, so we were safe, exploring these crazy territories because we were literally in the middle of nowhere, and we had, obviously you have to bring all your stuff, and then when it got dark, there's no lights around, so we had to find our way back. But it was a really fun shoot, and it was really difficult, but the rewarding part is that you create something you're proud of, and it stays out there for forever, pretty much.
Yeah, first person I've heard of renting. I've heard of people renting old buildings. You guys are the first ones I've heard of renting a spaceship for a video. That's pretty cool. So, hey, another thing I wanted to ask you about. So, in between, of course, Universe came out, but after that, an acoustic tune, In a Dream, came out. Tell me what prompted you guys to release that.
In a Dream is actually the first song that Dave and I wrote together when we started the band, and we've been wanting to kind of go back to that song, and we always included in our live set as well, and we wanted to kind of give it a little bit of a different face, I guess, and make it a little more personal, just the acoustic version. So and it's one of the songs that people that have been following the band for a while, it's one of their favorite tracks as well, so we wanted to kind of revamp it, and I think it turned out pretty cool.
Now, hey, you guys got something kind of cool going. You mentioned earlier Frontiers, so you've got a label over in the EU, and you've got your label here in the US. I mean, are you bigger over there or over here, and how are you balancing and being a US band and your popularity over in Europe?
Yeah, well, since we did the recent tour in Europe, the album had more popularity over there, and we definitely want to focus on US as well. But the thing with Howard came about because we were working on the album with Mike and Neil, and Neil is actually partnered with Howard on the new label, and they really liked the music, and they wanted to get more involved with the band, and they said, hey, since we have a stronger pull in the US, we really want to help you guys out over here. And it took some negotiation with Frontiers, and they were really excited to kind of join forces as well. So I'm glad it all worked out because the business end of things, it's pretty stressful at times, but it's all good, and we're just happy to have good people on our team.
I think it's a good problem to have, though, to be popular in both regions like that. At least it's better than no audience anywhere, right? You got an audience in both continents.
Yeah. Well, that's for sure.
So, hey, for folks listening to this that may not know, kind of your history musically speaking, I was really interested to see that I think I read that you started with is it classical piano, or you were kind of a pianist at first? Is that correct?
Yeah, I grew up in. Well, I had quite a journey. I was born in Armenia, then my family moved to Moscow, Russia, then we moved to the U.S. So when I was in Russia, since I was 4, I was playing classical piano, and, once you do something over there, it's really serious. So it was pretty much my whole life. I did that, and then when we moved to the U.S., I continued playing, and honestly, I never thought I'd be in a band, even let alone a rock band. So when I met Dave, he had a band, and Robin McCauley was the singer in Dave's band, and then Robin went on tour with Survivor. And I always wanted to kind of create something of my own and kind of take it all the way, and I wasn't really sure of what it would be. And Dave wanted to create a band and take it all the way as well. So our kind of visions aligned, and then we had to figure out what we wanted to create. And I think that's what took us a while, because we come from such different worlds, and kind of merging that together took a few years, finding our sound, finding what we're about, our look, what we wanted to talk about. And I think with Universe, probably our first album where we really, truly, figured out what we wanted to be.
So, people that may not know you, I was glad you shared that with us, because it's so interesting, your background in classical piano and how the kind of music you play now. The other thing people may not know about you is that you're an artist. So tell us a little bit about some of the cool artwork that's on your website.
Thank you. Well, my mom is an artist, and I always loved watching her paint, and it was always my hobby. And it's really cool that I get to incorporate it now with the band. But before, I think I just posted something online that I drew, and somebody wanted it. So I was like, I kept painting, and people seemed to, enjoy it. And for the release of Universe, I actually did limited edition box sets where I painted some, the top of the box for each song. And, people seem to really like that. And recently I put together a book of all of all my paintings that I did. And the cool thing is that, each one of these paintings is now in somebody's house all across the world. So I'm very grateful that people are interested in my paintings.
That is awesome. To think about that not only are your paintings around, people are listening to your music too. So it's like the combination that has got to be very rewarding. Hey, I don't know if you're in LA right now. I mentioned you're an LA-based band, but I'm kind of curious, as I've been interviewing bands, like, how are people making it through the music industry right now with the COVID? Is the LA music scene, I guess, is kind of not there right now, right?
Yeah, well, nothing is here right now. It's really, really sad, actually, because recently I was kind of walking around, and a lot of smaller businesses, they're closed, and, they're vacant now because people can't sustain. And it's really sad, because I love, little coffee shops and just little shops. And, I'm not a fan of, like, big corporations like Walmart and Target, and those are the only stores that are pretty much making it right now. And then also, of course, like, theaters, museums, it's just, they're taking such a big hit. And what we're really worried about are, music venues, because even when they start doing shows with low capacities, it's just so difficult to, make ends meet if you just, have 25 or 50% capacity. And so, we're just really hoping that we're going to be on the other side of this. We're pretty lucky. Obviously, we're really bummed out that our tour got canceled. With Hammerfall, we're supposed to go on U.S. and Canada tour. But, we focused on making the new album, and just keeping our fingers crossed that, things will open up soon and people can make it through, and live music will come back stronger as ever.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us tonight. She's Margarita. She's from Los Angeles band Edge of Paradise. They've got new music coming out soon, and I'm going to encourage people to make sure, if they haven't done so yet, 2 million people have already done so, I believe, but pick up Universe. But if you haven't, pick that one up, and we'll be watching for new music. Margarita, man, thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me and for your support, and I hope everybody is, staying safe, and we look forward to seeing you on tour once tours come back around. So thank you.